Being a freelancer offers the freedom to choose your assignments and set your own schedule. However, this autonomy also means taking on multiple roles. You are your own boss, a project manager, an accountant, all while juggling client deadlines, admin tasks, and personal commitments. This can lead to stress, overwhelm, and burnout. If you're feeling stretched thin and are starting to question your career choices, this video is for you. I will share some valuable tips that have greatly helped me in my entrepreneurial journey. I've picked up a few techniques that can assist you in regaining balance. So let's dive in. To effectively organize the core aspects of your business, it's essential to have a system in place. I personally prefer Notion because it allows me to manage everything in one free app. But feel free to choose any productivity tool that suits you best. The first technique I want to share is called Eat the Frog. This prioritization method helps you tackle demanding tasks, boosts your productivity, and prevents burnout. According to a study published in the journal Cognition, performance tends to decline when people work on a task for 50 minutes straight. This means that tackling highly demanding tasks in the wrong way can lead to burnout and decreased efficiency. To counter this, we need to redefine how we plan our days and weeks. So let's start by looking at your task list. I'm using my Freelance Dashboard template to work on the Tasks and Projects section. If you're interested in this tool, the link is in the description. If you check Today's tab, you will notice I've scheduled several tasks, including admin work, client communication, and creative projects that require significant mental energy and time. These are your frogs, and you should limit yourself to 1 or 2 per day. At the beginning of each day or week, take a moment to identify which tasks will be the most demanding. Plan your week by spreading out these frog tasks and scheduling them at times when you know your energy levels are high. After completing a challenging task, follow it up with simpler tasks to maintain productivity without overwhelming yourself. In this example, the Create a Vision Board, the website homepage, and the logo design are all very demanding tasks that are going to take a lot of mental and creative energy. So I will reschedule some of them and put my 2 frogs for the day in the morning and early afternoon, so I know I'll be able to complete those tasks successfully. I'm also going to plan some admin tasks and quick to-dos to fill up my schedule. If you do this, you'll increase your completion rate, because you're planning your day according to your personal energy levels, so you will be able to concentrate better and feel less stressed overall. This simple habit can save you hours if implemented well. You could also implement the variation of this technique, the 1-3-5 method, which limits your focus to 1 major priority, 3 medium tasks, and 5 small activities. So you can schedule your day by applying these principles and tackling your most demanding task when your energy levels are highest, and then plan medium and low energy tasks later in the day. This framework forces you to prioritize what truly matters and prevents the common freelancer trap of mistaking busy work for actual productivity. Each completed task delivers a small boost of accomplishment, building momentum throughout your day. Now that you know how to schedule and organize your week to avoid burnout and fatigue, it's time to implement this second technique, batching similar tasks together. Every time you switch between different types of tasks, your brain needs a mental reset before it can reach peak efficiency again. These transitions can accumulate throughout the day and waste your productive time. Task batching helps counter this by grouping similar activities, allowing you to maintain a consistent mental state and also achieve the flow state where your best work happens. To implement task batching, start by categorizing your work into distinct modes. For example, you might have categories for deep creative work, client communication, admin tasks, business or skill development, and social media. Once you have identified your main categories, schedule dedicated blocks in your calendar for each mode instead of bouncing between them throughout the day. Let's take the same task database and create a new property called Mode. This will be a select property with the options Create, admin, communication, and skill dev. These are just examples. These will serve as your macro categories or modes. Now, arrange your calendar accordingly. Assign a mode to each task and start categorizing your to-dos. For example, you might designate mornings for uninterrupted creative work, early afternoons for client meetings and correspondence, and late afternoons for admin tasks when your creative energy naturally decreases. By combining this approach with the Eat to Frog method, you'll establish an effective system to organize your workflow. The effectiveness of batching increases when you combine work modes with dedicated templates. And Notion can assist you with this in various ways. Basically, consider all the repetitive tasks in your daily routine. These might be email responses, onboarding processes, contracts, NDAs, or invoices. By creating different templates for each of these, you can save a significant amount of time and effort by generating the necessary template whenever you need it. For example, your communication database could include templates for common client scenarios, along with a system for tracking follow-ups. I've developed a complete client management system in Notion specifically designed for freelancers and coaches. This system allows you to list all your clients, log their information, and track leads and follow-ups. Your admin batch can utilize checklists and templates for tasks you perform repeatedly. For example, I created a list of onboarding and offboarding tasks that need to be completed each time I take on a new client. With just a click, all these tasks will appear on the calendar, allowing me to check them off as they are completed. So I don't have to manually input each and every task every time. When fully implemented, task batching with the use of templates can help you accomplish in focused 30-minute sessions what might have previously taken scattered hours, giving you back precious days each month. Try this and let me know how it goes. Lastly, I want to talk about the importance of setting boundaries and adhering to a work schedule. Without clear boundaries, work can expand indefinitely in a freelance career, gradually consuming evenings, weekends, and the mental space that should be reserved for rest and personal development. By clearly defining when and how you are available, you not only preserve your well-being, but also increase your professional value through strategic scarcity. Start by establishing a defined client communication window, specific hours during which you respond to messages and take calls. Clearly communicate these hours in your onboarding materials and email signatures. This sets appropriate expectations from the outset while limiting interruptions to defined periods. Additionally, try to implement project capacity limits to prevent overcommitment. For example, you might decide to accept no more than 3 major projects at a time or limit new client intake to 1 or 2 per month. I know these boundaries may feel restrictive at first, but they ultimately enable you to deliver higher quality work while ensuring sustainability. Equally important is scheduling non-negotiable personal time with the same seriousness you apply to client deadlines. Block off time for exercise, families, hobbies, and complete disconnection from work. And treat these appointments as seriously as you would a meeting with your most valuable client. When you face pressure to violate these boundaries, and we all do, remember that setting healthy limits is not selfish. It's essential for long-term success. Productivity isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a personalized system built on proven principles that are adapted to your unique workflow, personality, and circumstances. These strategies outlined in this video provide a framework. Your task is to tailor these strategies to your character and habits. Start by selecting one technique that addresses your most pressing challenges and focus on integrating it fully before adding more. Small, sustainable changes will compound over time into significant improvements in both outcomes and, most importantly, quality of life. Remember, the goal isn't perpetual hustle or maximum billable hours. It's to create a freelancer practice that supports your broader life objectives. True productivity means achieving your professional goals while preserving your health, relationships, and passion for your craft. As you implement these strategies, document what works for you and what doesn't. Your productivity system will evolve as your business grows and your circumstances change. Stay curious about new tools and methods and evaluate them against your core needs rather than chasing every productivity trend. With intentional practice, I'm sure you'll develop a sustainable approach to freelancing. I hope this video provided you with value. I'm curious to know which technique you plan to implement, so please let me know in the comments. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching and happy planning!